Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Memphis Food Trotter, and this is an episode from my new series called Dear Infinity and Beyond. Basically, they're for my kids. When they get older, hopefully they'll look at these videos and they can recreate their meals that they love mommy to cook for them. So these are recipes that I cook for them, and today it's going to be egg in a hole. Basically, the last few times I've been to the grocery store, I couldn't find butter. But yesterday I went and I was finally able to find butter. So my little one was like, Mommy, can you please make egg in the hole since we have butter now? And I said yes. So that's what we're making this morning. And so if you're interested, please keep watching for how I do my egg in the hole. First thing we need to do is make the hole in this dish called egg in a hole. I was using a plastic shot glass. You can use a shot glass, or if you have a small cookie cutter. For whatever reason, I could not get it to cut all the way through and ended up having to tear it a little at the end, but I'm sure you guys can do this better than I can, so we're going to leave it at that. Now we're going to heat up some butter in a pan. Make sure you have extra butter off to the side handy, and of course make sure you have your eggs handy as well. So once the butter starts bubbling, you're going to go ahead and put in your slice of bread with a hole in it, and then you're going to carefully crack an egg into the middle of the hole. And so your goal is to make sure the yolk is inside. If some of the white part spills out a little, that's fine, but definitely the yolk needs to be inside. And this is where practice needs to come in, because you need to control the temperature of the pan so that it's not cooking too fast, because it'll burn before the whites are cooked of the egg, and it can't be too low because otherwise your bread would just get soggy with the butter. Also, you need to pay attention to the amount of butter, because you need to keep adding a little bit of butter at a time throughout this whole cooking process. So we're going to let it sit on one side for a little while so that the bread can toast up, but also so that the whites can cook. So we can take a little peek and see how the bread is doing. Make sure it's not burning. So you can see that I've added a little bit more butter because I feel like it was not cooking fast enough for me. So we can see now that the bubbles are going again, which is good. Now we're going to get ready to flip. Basically, you want to make sure it's solid enough on the other side to where you can put your spatula underneath so that you can flip over. If it's too soft, then that means it's not cooked enough. So carefully flip it over. And so this side you can see is nice and golden brown, and the egg white is definitely cooked. So now that we've flipped it over, we can go ahead and cook our cutouts piece as well, because this is smaller, so it doesn't need to be in the pan that long. That's why we waited until we flipped the bread over before we stuck the cutout in. So again, add a little bit more butter in so that we can cook the small piece of bread as well as the other side of our toast. The small piece of bread will cook rather quickly, so be careful and just flip it over once it starts to turn a little bit of color. And now our bread seems done, so we're going to take that out. It was solid enough for me to take it out, and so we're going to just finish cooking off the little cutouts. And then once both sides are nice and toasty, then you can take that out and you're ready to serve. And this is our egg in a hole. I hope you enjoyed watching this. My youngest child was so excited this morning and yelled at me when he woke up, "Mom, we're gonna make egg in a hole." So I hope that you have enjoyed watching and you try this recipe at home. Of course, it does have or requires some butter, but the butter does make it cook and taste better than if you just used oil. Please check out my description box. I'll have my blog post on it, which will have my full recipe on there, as well as some other links. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.